Pile driver is when a fighter flips their opponent upside down and drives their head straight into the mat. It's as dangerous as it looks, and for good reason, the UFC banned it. You don't want your neck to end up like Owen Hart's after that infamous pile driver, or see a fighter's career cut short like Stone Cold Steve Austin's was from a similar move. While it's a wrestling signature in real combat, it can end careers. UFC's about skill, not turning someone's neck into a pretzel. Fish hooking. Fish hooking involves shoving your fingers into an opponent's mouth, nose, or other orifices. It's gross, painful, and absolutely banned in UFC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this championship bout is sponsored by Walking Dead. New episodes every Sunday.
This isn't a fishing contest, it's a fight. While some self-defense techniques teach fish hooking, in UFC, it's an immediate disqualification. If you're caught fish hooking, you might as well tap out and wave goodbye to your sportsmanship. Plus, no one wants to end up as the guy who made the octagon smell like tuna. Headbutts. Headbutts use the hardest part of your skull to strike your opponent. They're banned in UFC because of the potential for brain trauma and nasty cuts. Some fighters, like Dominic Cruz, have learned this the hard way. Remember when he accidentally headbutted Henry Cejudo at UFC 249? A huge cut and a bloody mess. While headbutts are legal in some places, like Lethway, in the UFC, they could end your career faster than you can say, ouch. So yeah, don't try it at home or in the octagon. Groin strikes. Groin strikes are strictly off limits in the UFC. Accidentally hitting a fighter in the groin is one thing, but intentionally doing it is a different story. Fighters are equipped with protective cups, but even a small hit can cause excruciating pain and put the fight to a halt. Just ask Alessio Sakar, who had a brutal groin strike against him by Ron Faircloth in 2005. Leading to a no contest. And hey, it's a good rule. Nobody wants their manhood tested in the octagon. Throat strikes. Throat strikes, whether it's grabbing or punching, are banned in UFC because they're life-threatening. A blow to the trachea could mess with the fighter's ability to breathe, or worse, unless you're applying a submission. Grounded kicks and knees to an opponent's head are illegal in the UFC. You can strike a standing opponent all you want, but once they're on the ground, it's a different story. The definition of a grounded opponent was recently updated, so now fighters are grounded only if their elbows or knees are on the mat. This was to prevent fighters from faking it by just touching the mat with a hand. So no cheap shots when they're down unless you're aiming for the other guy, who's probably already on the ground anyway. Backhead strikes. Backhead strikes, also known as rabbit punches, are banned in UFC because they target an area that can cause serious brain trauma. Referees keep a close watch for these kinds of illegal shots, especially during grappling exchanges. Don't try to sneak a punch to the back of the head unless you want to become the guy who's known for hitting cheap shots and getting disqualified. It's like trying to win by taking the low road. Definitely not a good strategy. Eye pokes. Eye pokes are one of the fastest ways to derail a fight, and they're banned in UFC for a reason. Whether accidental or on purpose, poking someone in the eye can cause permanent vision damage. Fighters are taught not to extend their fingers toward an opponent's face, but somehow it still happens. Don't poke the bear or the opponent's eye unless you want their next punch landing in your eye socket instead of theirs. Just ask Michael Bisping. He knows all about fighting with one good eye. Hair pulling? Hair pulling may sound like something you'd see in a schoolyard, but it's also banned in UFC. During grappling or clinches, it can happen, but it's unsportsmanlike and gives an unfair advantage. Imagine you're in the middle of a fight, and suddenly you're yanked around by your hair. Totally.
But Garbrandt can put you out with his hands.
Not how you want to win. It's also a safety issue. Pulling on hair can lead to neck injuries or affect balance. The last thing you want is to lose your footing from a cheap move. So let's keep the fight to the skills, not the shampoo commercial. Just ask Dana White. He's got no hair to pull anyway. Nah, I'm just kidding, Dana. Please sponsor me. Biting and spitting. Biting and spitting are about as unsportsmanlike as it gets. Mike Tyson's famous ear bite against Evander Holyfield might have been shocking, but it would get you disqualified in UFC faster than a spinning back kick. Spitting is also banned because it's just plain disrespectful. No one wants to be that guy who's known for trying to chew their opponent or hawk loogies in the middle of a fight. Both are considered unsporting behavior under UFC rules and can result in immediate penalties. Let's keep it classy, folks. Small joints. Small joints like fingers and wrists are off limits in UFC. Fighters can target larger joints like elbows or shoulders, but twisting an opponent's pinky into a knot isn't allowed. It's a dangerous move and risks serious injury, especially to the ligaments and tendons. The last thing you want is to get known as the finger bender in the octagon. Fence holding.
So TJ Dillashaw there with his family.
Fence holding to prevent a takedown or escape is illegal in UFC. Some fighters might try to use the cage for leverage, but that's an instant penalty. It's like trying to cheat in a game of tag. No one's impressed. Holding the fence can also disrupt the natural flow of grappling exchanges, giving an unfair advantage. So no fence holding unless you want the referee to slap a penalty on you faster than you can say, escape. Grabbing gear. Grabbing gear such as your opponent's shorts or gloves is against the rules because it can restrict their movement and create an unfair advantage. It's not about being sneaky, it's about fair play. Grabbing gear can also
We've been over the rules. I just expect you to follow my instructions. Protect yourself at all times.
interrupt transitions during grappling, breaking the momentum of the fight. If you're trying to win by grabbing someone's gear, you're probably the guy who asks for a redo every time they lose. Be better than that. Soccer kicks to a downed opponent's head are banned in UFC. Although some promotions like One Championship still allow them, UFC's rules are stricter. Picture a soccer kick to the head and imagine the damage it could do. These strikes were outlawed in the UFC back in 2001 following the implementation of the unified rules of MMA. Now it's just something you'll see in other promotions where the rules are a little more adventurous. 12-6 elbows. 12-6 elbows, where you strike straight down from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, were banned in UFC for safety reasons. They were considered too dangerous because of the potential for serious brain injuries. Jon Jones learned this the hard way during his fight against Matt Hamill in 2009, when he was disqualified for using this move despite dominating the fight. But here's the twist. In 2024, the UFC lifted the ban on 12-6 elbows, making them legal again, and now fighters can unleash this move. Don't expect Jon Jones to risk another DQ anytime soon. Well, that's it for me.